God bless you all. Hi, it's Nan. So I'm in my New International Version, the Gospels, and my focus for today is love, the greatest commandment. And so what I'm doing right now is I'm using my vintage photo distress oxide on the page, and I'm just covering the side here with the oxide. And let's see where we go with this. I am going to spritz the page with a little bit of water to see what effect I'm going to get here. And let's see what happens once this page dries. I will be right back. I'm going to use my heat gun to do that. I finished drying the page, so I'm going to bring it a little closer so you can see the effect. It's not that pronounced or that dramatic. I'm looking for subtlety, what I can see in the different places where that little speckling effect takes place when you spritz the water on the oxide. So what I'm wanting to do now is, I went through my washi tape and I just want one that sort of has color coordinates, and I know mushrooms might not be what you would want to use for this specific verse. First thought would be hearts, but I have not used this in a bit, and I did think it went well with the vintage photo oxide, so that's why I'm using it. Looks cute. So I'm going to frame this area to give it a finished look. And if by chance your washi does come out at the end, you can always work with it. Okay, come on. There we go. I thought the mushroom look was cute. It's cute. So I want this to face this way. And then whatever I'm planning to paint inside here. There we go. I think it looks cute. Nice. So I've taken these stencils that I have had for years. I kept them. I used to be a preschool teacher, so I have different sizes, small, medium, and large, and I decided to just trace the letters to make the word love on there. And you can use either this kind of paper alphabet stencils or plastic stencil, whatever you have, to create your word love on your page. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint those letters. And I chose a warm brown acrylic, Anita's. Got that at Hobby Lobby. So I'm just going to go ahead and use that paint to paint within the letters. And just take your time, there's no hurry. And I'm using this small brush, does not have a number. I don't see a number on there. But you can use whichever brush you want, and if you don't have any paint, you can use markers. It's basically up to you. You can use colored pencils, paint pencils. You can just use just about anything to paint in your letters. And there's something that I like to do when I'm painting that makes it easier for me. I don't always keep my page straight when I'm painting. I sort of just work my way around every letter, and I turn my book as I go so that I can get a straight line. And if the pencil happens to show, no worries, because you can always use your permanent marker, your Tombow, your Micron pen, any type of a black marker to outline the letters, to give the letters a finished look. And if you happen to go outside with the paint just a little bit, don't worry. The thicker the tip of that marker or pen, you will be able to cover all that. Now I'm going to add one coat. I'm not sure if I'm going to need a second coat. think that's gonna look fine. I'm not looking for a perfect page, but just something that looks really nice to the eye. And this Bible text, in this Bible text, we see Jesus speaking to the Pharisees. They all gathered together. They were always testing Jesus. And in this case, they're asking Jesus, which is the greatest commandment in the law. And Jesus tells us that the first one is to love your God with all your mind. Let me turn that around, I can read it. He said, Jesus replied, love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. And the second greatest commandment is love your neighbor as yourself. And that in itself would complete the law. And as we know, loving your God with all that you have is basically related to the relationship that you have with your God. Loving him above everything, even above yourself. And the second one, love your neighbor as yourself, is it's about our relationship with others. You take care of yourself. You groom yourself beautifully. You look in the mirror just to make sure that you look just the way you want to look. So you're taking care of yourself. You're loving yourself by doing those things. So that's what Jesus wants us to do, to love others the way we would love ourselves. You would not let yourself go and not take care of yourself. So that's basically what Jesus wants us to do, to give the Lord our all, and also to love our neighbor as ourselves, doing the same. Loving them above yourself. And it's not easy. At times it's hard. I'm sure that for Jesus, we'd probably say it was easy for him, but it wasn't. It was always being tested. Always being tested. And that in itself, I'm sure, was not easy. So that's why I'm creating this page today. So that when I open my book and every time I look at it, I'm reminded of what Jesus said. To love the Lord your God above all things. To make him first in your life. And I like putting my page because it's not easy for me sitting here and painting. Like some people have it's easy for some people. I just find it a little hard, so I'll turn my book and it makes it a lot easier for me. A lot easier. So I guess you can either give it one coat or as many coats as you want. Not an artist, but I'm going to have fun creating my pages, and the color sort of looks kind of blah right now, but I guess once you finish and add all the finishing touches to it, it's going to look really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this and dry it, and I'll be right back. So I have dried my letters, and I did add a second coat just in the center of each letter. And what you want to do is make sure that your letters are very dry, because if you do not, it's going to ruin the tip of your marker. So I've decided to go ahead and use the Tombow, and I have a heavy hand, so I'm hoping that I'll be very straight with this. And again, I like turning. I'm sorry if I'm making anybody dizzy, but I need to turn my page to do this. I just end up creating a nicer line. Some people just fly right through this part and they can just do these letters very easily, and it's not that easy for me. So So that's what you're gonna get. I'm trying here. And my hand is, no matter how hard I try, I start off nice and light, and then I start to write heavier. Or press heavier, I mean. But that's okay. It'll get done. And it'll still look nice. Let me do that a little slower. And it's always harder for me to draw this way than this way. I'm not sure why. I guess because of the right hand. And if it doesn't touch the letter completely, don't worry about it. And just keep going until you finish your last letter, and then we'll give this baby its finishing touches. Love, love, love. Loving our Lord above all things first teaches us how to love others. With all your mind includes the way you think, your heart, how you feel. Look at that. Not that bad. I mean, you can always go back in with a little bit of paint, but I'm not worried about that. So let's give it its final touches. So what I want to do next on the page is write the greatest commandment. I'm not sure how this is going to work out, but I'm going to give this a go. And I'm not going to, I don't want to write it in big letters, so I'm going to do something like this. And then write the. Then do this. Greatest. And then I'm going to continue to make a line, some squigglies, more line, and then put command meant. Then finish it off with a little more squigglies and another line. Simple, not complicated. And I just might add some more squiggly lines over here. They don't have to be perfect. And then just go off like that. And I can do the same on this side. Sort of looks like writing, extra writing on there. Greatest commandment. Now I wanted to add mushrooms on here, but I'm not sure how that's gonna look. I have so many different ones here. I have to figure out how many I want in there. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna look right. Maybe I should have waited to write this before I put that down. So let me see, otherwise I have to choose something different here. I was going to use these mushrooms around the letters, but I actually was not satisfied. They were a little too big or too bulky and just didn't work. So first thing I thought was I have these other stickers. They're butterfly stickers, but they came on something different that I had to cut them out on some little frames. So, but these are perfect. To finish my page off, I wanted to add this one here. Sometimes you start off with one thing and your mind tells you that you look at it, just doesn't work. Do I want it this way? Let me see, because if you turn the page and look at it that way, I think I'm going to do it this way, and then you can turn it around and it still makes sense. So actually, I want the butterflies to go in this direction. One here, right on the letters, that's okay. One, I have two more. One here. Again, maybe going this direction. They don't always have to go the same direction. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's keep it at in, or maybe here. Oh yeah, that'll look nice there. Maybe in this direction. Yes. Gorgeous. Look at that. Simple, short, sweet, to the point. Sometimes less is more, and sometimes more is less. In this case, less is more, and I think it looks really nice. And again, it's your Bible. Create as your heart leads you to create. Use the supplies you want and enjoy yourself while you're doing it. Love. Let's love one another. I think that's what the world needs more of. Love. Have a good one. Till our next page. God bless you.